Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes here, and today we're on the road and we are going to be doing a shop tour from Logan. He's a member of Augusta Nation. He has 2 Augusta Lawn Care locations out here in Nebraska. And this is a great episode because it actually goes through kind of the downsides of starting multiple locations too quickly. Logan admits that he started his second location too soon. His first location was still in growth mode. It did not have an established general manager and was not in profit mode, and he started his second location an hour and 15 minutes away. It's great to see him now putting both of his locations into profit mode, right around that $700,000 to $750,000 annual revenue per location. So let's go ahead and take this one out. It's in Columbus, Nebraska. Here we go.
What's up, dude? How
Mike,
you doing,
how's
man?
it going? It's good to
man.
see you.
You too.
Welcome to Nebraska.
This is the crib, bro.
Oh, this is the. I wish this was our spot.
Oh, this is not yours?
No, we're in the back.
Oh, cool.
So,
Let's check it out, man.
Let's do it. Nathan's on his way. We've been getting hit with this all week long.
Oh, kind of like on and off?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Got rained out pretty much all of Wednesday, and we got rain yesterday, and then we're supposed to get hit pretty good in about an hour. So
Really?
yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle.
Isn't
this
that a
week.
little earlier than usual? Like, you usually have pretty decent September, right?
Yeah, this has been probably the wettest season I've ever seen.
Even throughout the summer?
Oh yeah,
Really?
We have not had any real nobody really switches to bi-weekly this year, which
Really?
usually we get at least.
Like a bit of a drought?
Yeah. Yep. Usually we get a good drought through July and August, but this year no, everything has stayed super green. So
Have you been here from day one?
Yeah,
Oh.
I've had this shop since I started in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for like 5 years. So it's small, and we're actually going to be moving into a different shop here pretty soon. So we're kind of outgrowing this space.
Yeah, no, that's
honestly.
cool. Though, dude. What do you pay for this?
$550.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
you get all the parking
Exactly.
and like this area here kind of thing?
Pretty much everything kind of on this side of the Quonset building. So over there is where we park trailers usually. Employees here, and sometimes the ramp racks over here. So.
Yeah, dude, if you're staying here a long time, you should put in gravel here.
I know.
But you're leaving soon?
Yeah, we're
Alright.
going to be moving into it's like 3,000 square foot indoor space with just as much outdoor space for like $1,000 a month. So
let's go.
I know. I'm like, we can't really
That's
beat
sick.
that.
Is that just like the going rate around here, or is it just a good deal?
Yeah, no, it's pretty cheap.
Really?
Right now
Wow,
here.
that's
Yeah.
sick. Dude, this is cool. You got electric in here too.
Kind of.
Or do you run it from?
Run it from that building?
okay.
Yeah. So definitely not up to code, but we just kind of run it into.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I mean it works.
And who's this?
This is Nathan.
Nathan. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Absolutely. Are you is there all 3, or how many guys are out right now?
Oh geez, I think we got like 4 guys out right now in Columbus, and then my Grand Island team is running right now. So, yeah, we got pretty much a full team. Usually we do try to go for 410s, but
Yeah,
that's not
today,
happening this
'cause
week.
of the
No.
rain,
Yeah,
the rain.
exactly.
So do both locations start from here?
No, we have a shop in Grand Island it's bigger than this, so we pull like 2 ramp rack trucks in there, and it's about double this square footage for like the same price.
So how many guys start from here, and then how many start from there?
There's 3 in Grand Island full time, and then I'm usually up there starting that team. So I run that team right now, kind of a working GM. But Nathan has what?
We have 4, and we have 5, and then me.
Okay,
Out of here.
this one.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Exactly.
And so this is the first location. That one you started last year?
It was I think it was 3 years ago almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
We've been doing that one for a while, but slow growing over there because I've had GM issues over the last couple of years. Nathan's really been kicking butt this year, so I've been able to focus a little bit more this year on the Grand Island. Yeah.
Cool. So what's this one doing revenue?
About 60 a month is what we've been sitting at lately. This month will be a bit of a dip. He had a couple good team members leave over the last kind of 3 or 4 weeks.
You just had to hire some new guys then?
Yeah.
Slows down efficiency a little bit.
That's been the biggest hurdle, and so it's now we've got everyone hired and trained, kind of the end of the training period. So now it's more just building up efficiency. But yeah,
Stuff, man. So this is it.
yeah,
So they pull all the mowers in here.
yep. Mower sit on the left, and then a couple in the middle because we have too many now. All the small equipment along the back. This is kind of our little meeting station. It's a little outdated, I'll be honest, but it works. And then they kind of keep our. That's not a very good spot for that, huh? We keep kind of our small equipment maintenance stuff. Yeah, yeah. We had to maximize the space as much as we can. I mean, there's not a whole lot we're working with out here.
So this year is probably the first year this one's in profit mode.
Yes. Yep. We tried last year, but it didn't go very well because of my general manager issues. 100% my fault, but over the winter we trained up Nathan really well, and he's been a lot more in the field than Joe was last year. And so yeah, this has been our first real year in profit. So year to date, we're up to about 80,000 in profits. I mean, we bought a new truck that's sitting out there. We bought a couple new machines this spring too. So not all of that we're pulling out yet, but definitely better than the past years.
And were you working out in the field beforehand, Nathan? Cool, cool. How long before you became GM?
3 years.
Oh, wow.
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, about 2 full years, and then he started as GM last year. So yeah.
Let's go. And so right now, at this location, are you only doing simple services like mowing and stuff like that, or do you do some projects?
We do mowing, bed maintenance projects, some landscaping here and there. So.
We try to stick to simple services. I'd say probably 75 to 80% recurring services. We do about 140, 150 budget hours of recurring a week, I'd say, on average. And then we typically fill it up with about 30 to 40 budget hours of small projects. So I sent out a one-click for bush trimming last week or 2 weeks ago. And so we've been, I mean, that booked us out like 6 weeks just there. So yeah, we do a few like, I wouldn't call them hardscapes, but rock jobs and stuff like that. I typically take the lead on that, even if it is here, because then Nathan can kind of focus on the recurring side. I'll steal one of his guys and we'll do that project. But we've done a lot less of that this year than in years past, which is huge, because again, another reason I can focus on Grand Island. But yeah.
And this year we didn't have a drought, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good. So kind of give me kind of the breakdown, because you started in high school. So give me the breakdown, kind of the growth of the business since then.
Yeah, so 2020 was when I graduated, which was when school got cut short. That was when we really started to grow the business. We started with, that was the year we did a lot of projects, very project heavy, at least 50% plus in projects. That was also the year I had a lot of my problems. I had a full team of like 6 people walk off the job. I had no idea what I was doing. I think I only had like 3 trucks. It was chaos, but that's kind of how it goes when we start. That fall was when I got introduced to Augusta through an employee who put me onto your YouTube channels, and I started watching the videos. I'm like, oh, this would solve a lot of my problems. So we implemented P4P, and we started on Service Autopilot before even joining Augusta. So that was through kind of the fall of 2020. Then we joined in 2021, was our first season. We sold off a mini skid loader. We bought 2 or 3 trucks. I mean, we really dove headfirst into it, focused only on simple services. So 2021, pretty much the same revenue, but a bigger transition to recurring that year. 2022 was the year we opened Grand Island. So nothing real notable in 2021. It was just kind of a switch over to recurring, figure out the models, figure out how we're supposed to do things. Didn't make much of progress there, but 2022 was when I had Brandon as my general manager here. So he took over things. Again, revenue stayed about the same. I jumped the gun on Grand Island and started up there. It was good to get my feet wet in that. It really showed me a lot of what it takes to get a location off the ground compared to transitioning a Brandon, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of differences in that I learned. So that was 2022. End of 22, Brandon didn't work out great because he had a lot of family stuff going on. He struggled with the team throughout the year. That was about the summer that Nathan joined. 23, oh no, am I off a year?
Yeah, you are.
I am off a year. We're a year ahead.
Just
there must
add
have been
one.
an extra year
Add
in there.
one.
Yeah.
That's
So that was 2021, 22. So 23, nope, 24 was when we had Joe last year. So Joe was here last year as a GM. Again, not much growth. I mean, it was a bit of a struggle last year, mostly from me. I wasn't doing my job as the owner to put a good GM in place who was setting up the team for success. So there was a lot of times where like Nathan and his brother Aaron would kind of lead the team and take care of a lot of that stuff. And I'd noticed that because I was, again, running Grand Island. So it just took way too much of my focus away from here last year. So I knew going into this spring that it was going to be Columbus. Like, Columbus needs to profit or we weren't going to ever figure it out. So I said, I'm not doing anything until we get Columbus in check. So that's what we did. I hired a couple guys in Grand Island who I just knew, get the most done. That's all I care about. Just keep the recurring on the schedule. And that's what they did. And so for the first, probably March, April, I was really here like every day, focused with you on just getting the shop built up where it needs to be. Nathan was doing really well. I mean, hiring, training, getting the work done. So this spring we made a really big push to just get recurring, nothing else, that's it. So that worked really well. By the time we got to mid-May to June, we were at a solid list of recurring, and we started to fill it in with projects. That's when we really started to see the good revenue, about 55 to 60,000 a month, and profitable at that, efficient, and we've pretty much just been running that ever since.
And so your goal kind of next year, get Granite Island kind of same spot, like
Exactly.
60,000 a month in revenue or
Yeah,
so?
100%. That's exactly it. I want to just maintain what we've got in Columbus. We'll probably make a small push for a few more recurring just so we can really phase out the projects. So we'll probably shoot for like, I'd say right now we're doing about 40 to 45 in recurring. We'll probably shoot for about 60 in recurring. So fill that up to about 60, and then we'll do another 20 in projects just to try to get us to about that 80 a month mark here. Stop growth once we get through spring rush, raise prices on everything, and really be in a good profit mode. And then that'll be Nathan's focus. I'll be in Grand Island doing just hard growth as much as I can to get as much mowing on the schedule as we can.
Are you tired of paying Google and Facebook a whole bunch of money and not really seeing any leads? If you want a custom website built for you in the next 6 weeks, go check out homeservicewebdesign.com.
You said you kind of like jumped the gun getting a second location.
Yeah.
What did you learn in that process? Because like this one was still kind of in growth mode.
Yeah.
You started that one's in growth mode. What did you learn though in that process? Because obviously you do it a little bit differently, but what would you change?
I would have really done at least a good year of profit here. It was good when I left it, but it was only good because it was a lot of projects that were really profitable. But my skills in the field were one of the big reasons that it was profitable. I didn't think that was as big of a deal as it was. So I think what I would have really done differently would have been make a bigger push towards recurring, have a good year of profit, while maybe slowly training up someone into be a GM role. So morning meetings, maybe a little bit more routing of the team, things like that they can do to just kind of get their foot in the door for the GM stuff. I would have definitely taken a year and probably went to Grand Island with more cash than I did and just dumped it all into marketing and really just grew the mowing route up to about 100 budgeted hours as quick as possible.
Because like this one hasn't really grown in revenue. It's just been moving from 70% one-time projects to 30 or 70% recurring.
Exactly. That was the case for 22, 3, and 4. This year has been a pretty decent increase in revenue. Like last year we were sitting about 40 to 45 a month here. A lot of that being projects. This year we have been about 60, at least since May, I would say. So we have grown in revenue and recurring percentage, which has been a huge help.
And in terms of finding a GM, like I don't know your previous two, if they would work with you prior or how that worked, but like now having Nathan, like what's the difference between someone that didn't work out, like work well with the team, to now someone that it's in profit mode, they're focused on recurring services, they're able to do it profitably. What was the differences between that, you think?
That's a good question. I think there's a couple, and probably the easiest one is effort. Like Nathan puts in tons of effort. He works probably just as many hours as I do in a week because he wants it. He wants to have a successful shop. He's been here for a while. He was in the field, which was the other point. Being in the field, working with the team, knowing how the work is supposed to be done, I think helps tremendously because they know how it's supposed to go. Pair that with someone who wants a profitable location, who wants profit sharing, that is what I think makes a good GM compared to what I had in the past. And there's things Nathan and I work on all the time. Like we're nowhere near where either of us wants to be, but when I have feedback that needs to be worked on, Nathan says, "Great, Logan, we can work on that," and then we do, and we fix it. Whereas in the past, it's been I'm just going to kind of run through the motions, and I'm just going to kind of, hang out and do my thing. Nathan goes in the field when he needs to get in the field. He gets out of the field when he needs to get out of the field. He just gets stuff done, and that's one of the biggest things I think.
What's the transition look like from like where you're here all the time to now you have the two, and you can't be here and you can't be there at the same time? So like, what did that look like in terms of like you training yourself to like either delegate, manage? I know it's tough when you don't have a good GM.
Yeah.
What's the difference though when you have a good GM? Like what do you have to start training yourself? Because like the thing I see sometimes, and like for people watching, it's more for Augusta Nation, is like you have a bad general manager or someone's not performing well, but then when you get someone good, you actually have to change the way you manage them.
Yeah.
So like how has that process been the past few years?
100%. It's been more of a stress on my leadership than anything else and my management style, because in the past, when you're running a location, it's easy to when you're running it, you see everything and you see all the problems, and it's your job to put your hands in it and fix it. You see a broken mower, you fix it. You see someone not loading the truck up properly, you fix it. That's your job. That's not my job anymore. It's my job to say, Nathan, I noticed that when this person loaded up their truck, they loaded it on this way. And then Nathan fixes it. It's been that, you know, it's more, I'm supposed to be the leader and the one who sets the example and manage my manager versus manage the 5 or 6 people that work here. That's been the biggest one. On top of that, it's like Nathan and I, we weekly track our metrics. So the manager sheets that we have built, we modified those a little bit. We track those pretty religiously. We put those together over the weekend. Like usually Tuesday morning, we have a meeting about them. We spend at least 30 minutes talking about our metrics from last week, the highlights, the lowlights, and where we're going to improve and focus on this week. I think that's been a big one because it keeps everyone accountable on a weekly basis instead of like a monthly basis or a whenever I think about it basis. Nathan knows revenue dropped last week because we had new hires. So now he knows this week our focus has been on, well, let's just get more budgeted hours done while maintaining high efficiency. That's the change this week. Next week we'll probably say a similar thing. We're going to focus on X, Y, and Z. And it's been really that, honestly, has been a big one.
From your perspective, Nathan, like, because you were out in the field when they had the other GMs. And so it's always a little funny to me, like, when you see an underperforming GM and you're like, okay, now I got to take their job. So when you stepped in, what was some of the things that you saw immediately? You already knew needed to get fixed, and you're like, okay, finally I can actually do something about it. Like, what was that for you?
Probably dispatching, because the last year, the GM, Logan always had to dispatch us all the time. And he just scanned through it. All right, assign, that's it. Brandon, he did really good. He did good everything in the field. Everything was assigned. I just didn't see anything else besides that. But
yeah. And from the team's perspective, like you going from technician to general manager, what was that like? Was it difficult at all, or was they like, yeah, finally someone that cares, or like, what was that transition like?
Well, it was pretty much only me, so.
Oh, when the transition happened.
Yeah, we lost a lot of the team. We had a huge snowstorm. We pushed
Oh,
the
dude,
team
I
pretty
remember
hard.
this,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I remember this. Didn't someone else come out and over to help?
Oh yeah, I called in my sister, I called in my sister's friends, and my sister's friends' friends, and my friends. I mean, we had everybody helping whoever we could.
Oh,
It was
dude,
like
I remember this.
2 feet of
I remember,
snow in like
I think
2
it was
days.
Connor Stead texting me like, dude,
Yeah.
Logan's like not doing good right now.
So Nathan was like one of 2 that ended up staying over that time. That was like in January. And so you can take it back up, but I just wanted to add that context. I mean,
You literally took it over. You took it like, yeah.
So you had to step in basically during that time people left.
yeah.
And got it.
And he did great then, and that was when, you know, I guess that would have been the year that I hired Joe, because I thought Nathan was gone. I thought everybody had left, so I hired Joe last year to take over as GM. He had no ties to Gus. I hired him straight out from out in the world. Mistake number 1 for sure there. But during that time and starting up the transition with the new general manager, and pretty much all of last year, I saw Nathan take a lot more leadership than a lot of times than Joe was on maintaining equipment and dealing with yellow slips and stuff. He took more ownership than even my manager was. And hindsight, I should have made that transition in June of last year, but that really, I think, gave him a bit of an opportunity to not be in the role with the title and responsibilities that it held, but start to get more step into that role and take it on from more of a team member's perspective, if that makes sense.
That's cool. So like this location, we can get it to profit mode, probably would do 750 next year?
Yeah, that's really, I think that's right about where we'd be. Winter's always rough for us. So we're usually really solid through November. December's usually not bad because we get some stragglers on leaf cleanups. Plus we monthly bill, so all of the, we have a whole billing cycle where we get paid and we don't have to pay anything. Our hard months, January, February, and March. Those are our struggle months,
So-
yes.
So do you have 2 plows then?
We have 4.
Oh, really?
This Columbus will run 2, Grand Island will run 1 this year, and then we'll have 1 that sets as a backup. So that's gonna be our big focus and shift this year.
That's like the variable of the year, really.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we usually get a couple good events, but usually, I mean, the last 2 or 3 years, it's been snow dumps on us for about a week straight, and then we get nothing for about a month or 2. And it's like we bill out like $60,000-$70,000 in those that week, but
Then you
that's
gotta-
it.
yeah, yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
so I don't know. We've been really experimenting with changing the snow model to flat rate for the season for residential customers. Last year we made the switch to have winter services include snow, and that's the only way residential customers could get on snow.
Got it.
So
Because you mostly do commercial.
we mostly do commercial, yeah. Trying to get commercial customers on flat rate as well, but commercial customers are a lot more zero tolerance. So if we get a dusting, a rain, anything like that, more likely to go out and do a couple $1,000s worth of service. But there's a couple companies in town that dominate the market. I mean, they have like 20-year-old tractors. They've got like the construction companies, they're sprinkler companies. They have tons of huge equipment. So it's hard for us to compete with them on price. So we try to compete with them on priority of service. We try to compete on, you know, stuff like that, the things that we're good at. So it's hard to find those niche couple customers that are going to make a lot of money over the
Have you
winter.
last year? Did you do the residential with winter services snow last year?
Yes.
Just like kind of dipping your toe in that.
Yeah, so we've done winter services in the past, but it's always excluded snow, so it would be its own thing. And then we'd have residential snow removal as another thing. So last year we slapped them together and said, the only way you're going to get snow is if you're on winter services. That really helped in the November, December, January when we had no snow and we could go out and do leaf cleanups, we could trim plants. Yeah, we could
How
do
many did
stuff.
you get on last year? You remember?
We probably had about 15,000 a month in winter services. I don't know the exact budgeted hours, but it was about that in a month. This year we're hoping to see about 25 to 30,000 a month on winter services. Or the other thing, I actually just submitted a question on the mastermind about this one.
Was it the other day?
Yeah,
Like
yesterday, yeah.
About the seasonality.
Yeah, exactly.
Season
I'm
versus
struggling to
preference.
determine if we want to do just winter services, snow for residentials, or if we want to also offer like a flat rate, unlimited snow removal for residential customers. Because I got a lot of pushback last year when I made that switch to, I don't want you to do anything, I just want for snow. And that was, probably lost a good 30 to 50% of customers because of that. So I've been toying with the idea of offering $550 or $600 for the season, unlimited snow removals once we get up to an inch of snow. You know, we'll come out and service an unlimited amount of times. I think that could capture some more customers, but
Have you sold the season for residential, or have you only done per push for residential in the past?
we've only ever done per push in the past for residentials, minus last year when we switched to winter services.
What if you did like winter services, like that same model, but they said if you don't want that, you can get snow only, but then it's way more.
Yeah,
And then just make it almost as a downsell into winter services.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that was kind of what I posed the question yesterday about it was, my thought would be we could either do, well, it was either flat rate or per push. We'd
Right.
downsell if they don't want winter services, say, okay, we can do this, but it's going to be more.
Yeah.
That was kind of what I thought.
Because if you did, say, like $80 or $90 every 2 weeks for winter services, and they're like, well, I only want snow. Great, it's going to be $150 per push.
Yep. That's kind of what I thought would work pretty well. And it was either that or I'd do it, okay, it would be $600 for the season. I thought to downsell into a flat rate for the year, but I have no problem with doing per push, it's just that it's so variable.
Totally.
It's so
It's tough.
variable.
Yeah. You just have to make it where it's so high priced, like we'll get some contracted in or pay people more or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
No, that makes sense. We could just staff up, double our staff during those big snow events. I don't know.
I think it's almost really just a way to try to sell winter services.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, look, if we have more than 3 events, you might as well just be on winter services, and then for any time, if it doesn't snow, you still get something for your money,
100%.
right?
Yeah, because we still have a lot of people, like we do, during winter service, the first few things we do, leaf cleanup, great. Then we're gonna trim all the perennials down, then we're gonna trim all the bushes, then we're gonna get on the gutters and things. So we usually are pretty busy through January if we have nothing to do as far as snow. And then we kind of get everything done. And then it's a bit of a struggle. So that's when we kind of wish we had some snow coming in. But I mean, I think that would work really well.
It'd be tough to do that on instant quotes though.
I know, and that was
That would
really
be
my
tough.
question is how do we do
Because like we have
that?
the snow instant quote, which is whatever. Then you have winter services. Yeah, because there's not like here's winter services and then here's also snow. You could take how we have like comparing against the cleanup, just compare it against
Yeah.
snow pushing.
Yeah.
Just
That
like,
makes
hey,
sense.
your price per push, but it's not selling that. You're still selling winter services. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and that's what was tough about it. Like last year when I made the transition, I made a Loom video and I sent it out to anyone, and I included like fall cleanup, spring cleanup, and snow removal on there at $90 a push or whatever. And I mean, it was well over double the price of winter services. So I mean, I think that was a really good way to kind of to sell that, but there was still a lot of pushback on I only want snow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, we don't
I almost
offer that.
wonder. I almost wonder though if what you do is instead of comparing it with the cleanups, just compare it against snow, and then move the snow per push up. So if they say I just want snow, okay, great, we'll do that for that price.
Yeah.
So for example, instead of comparing winter services to a cleanup in the fall, cleanup in the spring, and snow service for $90 per, just compare it to $150 per push for snow versus winter services. Show the savings, and if they say, "I just want snow," then just sell them that price.
Okay.
Because
That
they're
makes
seeing
sense.
it.
Yeah, and it's right there. That makes a lot of sense.
At least you have something if they say that.
Yeah.
The challenging part is if you actually want them to take it, they actually have to reach out and say that.
Yeah.
But if you got quite a few doing that, that's what I would do. I would not compare it to the cleanups. That way, the price discrepancy, you get winter services even higher.
Right.
They're not even looking at though. But then when they call you, you can say, "Oh, okay, well, we can do it for the price I put on there."
Yeah, but if you switch to winter services, you're not only getting snow, you're getting leaf cleanup, gutter cleaning. I mean, all of the 20 other things on there. That makes a lot of sense.
And you can make the prices almost similar too. So it's
Right.
like 150. Let's say there's 5 pushes. Okay, that's 750. Okay, winter services at the off season, 750 also.
Right.
And then if they call back, I just want the snow. Great. Well, let's do the 150 per.
Yeah, and nobody's out anything over the course of the season.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that could work.
Do you think it would be just too much work and not really worth my time to try residential flat rate pricing for the season? I say this, I know that you build Lawnworks website in Lincoln, right? The web team has in the past. They have a really good website with their instant pricing for snow on there. It's pretty much what I just said. It's like a 1-car drive, $550, and then they offer like a three pay deal.
Some people do it
flat
with
rate.
instant quotes for mowing or for snow now, because you can change that number.
Yeah.
You can just change it to per month.
Per month, and then in the
per
description,
season.
yeah, they put this is a contract for the season, yeah. And see, that was, I don't know, nobody here does anything like that. It's always per push. Same with Grand Island, I've never heard of anyone here. But Lincoln and Omaha, they offer where you can just have unlimited for the season, this is the price.
Yeah. It's just
so
such
I
a
don't know.
gamble. Because if you have a really crazy season for mowing or for snow,
Right.
it can hurt.
I know, 100%.
That's tough.
That was my
That's where I kind of
reservation.
see I see using winter services as the thing that evens things out, and then the per push being so high that if it actually does go, you get tons of money and you're okay with it.
Yeah.
I think that's almost the happy medium.
Makes sense.
Because the thing that you're trying to do with the seasonal price is basically what winter services provides,
Right.
which is that more consistent revenue.
That's exactly what it was. And we do a lot of that with the commercial stuff. So commercial, the majority of them aren't really wanting the flat rate pricing, but they're used to a $6,000 bill that 1 week when we get all that snow. So that is what we use as kind of our,
Selling point.
it's our selling point, but that $6,000 we bill out in that 1 week is that extra boost in revenue we get to cover the extra cost payroll and the,
Yeah,
you know.
I think if I was you, instead of trying to go uphill with let's try to get people on seasonal when they're not used to it, I would say let them come to me for a higher price at per push, so I can really maximize if there's a bunch of snow. But if there's not snow, I'm selling them the winter services as a thing that gives me the stability instead of
sense.
leaning on the sell them the whole year. Because here's the thing: if it doesn't snow a lot, they're mad at you,
Right.
and if it
Exactly.
snows a ton, you're mad.
Yeah.
And so that's why with snow, you can get 3 events and you can get 20 events, and so it's too much delta difference there for it to be consistent. So I think that's actually the happy medium.
Okay. I like that. I think.
And then you just use the winter service form as I compare the winter services to just the per push price.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You could
Okay,
even put
yeah.
on there, if you just want snow, contact us.
Right, and we can do it for. Yeah, we
It'd
can
just
still
be
do
the
it.
price would be there, right?
That makes sense. Okay, I'll do that. I think that keeps it simple because then I don't have to focus. I don't have to think about. That takes a lot of time away from me having to switch the model over. I can just do what we already have, which works fine. We would just change up how I kind of sell it.
And you could still have your instant quote form for snow. You just have the prices significantly higher,
Yeah.
right? It's it's because if someone signs up and they're willing to pay twice as much as you usually would want, you would take them per push.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
They are working on getting the credit cards to be added to that form as well.
Perfect.
So that way, if you actually want to drive ads to it, you could, and then get the card information in Copilot.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. The only reason I was really making a push towards per season was just to even out the cash flow. And it's tough.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
You know,
if you can lean into winter services, I think that offers that. Knowing you're profitable on it gives that that more streamlined revenue, but then not risking losing your shirt on a 15 event season.
right. Oh, and
You
that
know?
makes a lot of sense. With all the rain everybody's been talking about, it's gonna be pretty wet snow or a pretty wet winter.
Is it really what they're expecting?
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. It's always been like that, where we get like 1, maybe 2 super light events until January, and then we get a huge polar vortex that comes through, and then it's just, we get dumped on for a week straight.
Yeah. Well, let me know how it goes. Like with the
will.
loom, if you do that and actually show the breakdown of winter services versus just snow, and then have that price and be like, if you just want this, let us know.
Yeah.
Let me know how that works, because I think
will.
that could really be the happy medium. You know, it's easier to sell to existing customers, and then you could still have your instant quote form for snow going. And if people accept $150, great, let's do it.
We're all right.
And then you can up your the pay during the snow event, so that what happened a couple years ago doesn't happen again. Because if people are getting paid enough, they'll stick through it. It's just brutal work.
No, it is. I mean, we were probably going for 36 hours, 48
it's
hours
brutal.
at that point.
It's
and
brutal.
It was just,
I remember just like we would come home, we would come back to the office, sleep on the floor of the office for an hour or two, then bounce right back out, get caught in the snow drift on the way out the shop, get changed. Like it was just.
no, it sucks. And I would ultimately like to not do it at all. I'd like to just only offer it through winter services, or just do like Christmas lights. I mean, that's going to be something we're doing this year too. New for us, we didn't do it last year, but we're probably going to
Dip your toe in it kind of thing?
Yep, get our feet wet with Christmas lights, see how well that goes. There's definitely a demand for it. I think there's maybe one guy around here that does it, but companies drive from like Fremont, Omaha area to Columbus because nobody offers it. So I'm excited to see how it goes. But yeah.
Yeah, well, let me know how it goes. I know we got to run. We're late.
Sounds
We're
good.
driving. We're going down to the Willis's.
Where at?
David and what's it called? What's their name? David Willis. He's like 3.5 hours.
Oh, is that Manhattan, Kansas
Yes,
or whatever? Yeah.
yes.
Who else have you visited around here?
We just left Jordan.
Jordan? I figured that.
Yeah, so we
How
went
was that?
Jordan, then here, then there at 6 o'clock tonight, and then we go someplace else. I don't know.
Jeez.
Yeah, Jordan's doing good. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
great.
know.
Have you been to a shop?
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
been with him a couple times.
Hyper
since-
growth mode, man.
I know.
Dude.
I know. He's going through a lot of
fast.
stuff.
He'll get to 1 million probably this year.
I know. At least in run rate.
Yeah,
for sure.
run rate.
Yeah.
Run rate.
I know. It's pretty exciting to see what
Thanks
he's
for letting us
doing.
drop by.
Thanks for
We
coming.
couldn't
I'm glad you
drive
came.
through here without saying hi, so
I know.
I know it's quick, but I
I'm glad you
appreciate it a
came.
lot.